traders, to our end of week technical analysis video. Jumping straight into things here from where we last left off, marked by this blue vertical line. So as you can see, where we last left off, price ended up coming down. So we finished on this slight retracement down to 2937. Price then became bullish, creating a new all-time high for gold at 2956.24. And then price retraced. We saw a test at around the same sort of area at 2953, and since then price has retraced. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take our path and mark up roughly what has happened, marking in the most significant moves that we want to take into account and just sort of talk over. So as you can see, since that fall, gold has been relatively bearish, with price now breaking back down into the 800s, which is a substantial move for gold. If we go ahead and zoom in now, as you can see, so we had those two tests of the new all-time high. We had the new all-time high created, and then price came back up after a slight bearish retracement, and testing the same sort of area again, and since then price then continued on bearish. As you understand, we had this range here in which price was consolidating between, with the top resistance at 2945 and the bottom support at around 2918. We saw price sort of test within this area. Obviously we had a few breaks through the upside, but nothing too significant, with price then always coming back down inside of this range. The range that I am talking about is marked by this red box that I'm just putting in now. This is our range, and we had our top resistance and our top and our bottom support. As you can see, price eventually ended up breaking through this area, and we saw a retracement with price touching near to the area of around 2887 to 2889. Price then retraced, and we saw price sort of slowly get itself back inside this range, but nothing too significant, and then price sort of retraced to that same sort of area of around 2890 before price then became bullish again, testing the bottom side of that range as a resistance. So this level of 2918 as was a support for our range, but obviously now, as you can see, we've had a break and retest pattern form, and this would have indicated to us at the time that price was going to continue bearish as price failed to break back into this range, and then as you can see, since then price has just been relatively bearish. Obviously we have had our slight bullish retracements. We are on our hour 1. If I go ahead on minute 15 and focus on this bearish drop since that test, as you can see, we have had the bulls are still in the market, but it's been mainly break and retest patterns to the downside. For example, you can see that we found support here. Obviously we had our liquidation grab here, and then price came back up. We saw this support found here on our point of interest at 2885. Price then retraced and came down to test this back as a resistance, indicating to us break and retest patterns, solidifying this bearish move. It's the same sort of thing that we can see now. We could potentially see price come up to around the 2869 area, this point of interest that we have marked in here, and then continue on bearish. But gold has been bearish since that recent all-time high touch. What does this mean for gold for the rest of the day, and what could we potentially see next week? So again, if we see this continuation of this bearish trend, we could potentially see price do something like this, where we see price have a bullish retracement to test previous support as a resistance again at around that 2869 level, with price then breaking past the previous support that has been found at 2851 and continuing on bearish. That is a possible scenario that we could see. Another scenario that we could see is we could see that this is the depths. As you can see, we are forming a head and shoulders pattern with our minute 15 time frame here. So what we could potentially see with an head and shoulders pattern is we could see price break through this trend and continue on to go and test somewhat near back into those 2900, into that 2900 area. That's sort of short term. If I go ahead and go to our hour 4, as you can see, we have had a significant bearish move, and the level that we are testing on right now roughly has been a previous support before. So again, another bullish move that we could potentially see if I was to go ahead and mark this in for you, marking it with this horizontal box. you can see that price is testing again in that range, indicating to us that this is almost a fail-safe for this bearish move that we have seen thus far, and this could help price and gold gain the momentum and volume needed to push back out and break this trend. For a significant break of trend, obviously we're going to want to see price come back into the 2900 area. It all depends on what sort of happens around this area here. If we see a bullish continuation, but we see price test around this level here at the 2869 level and continue on bearish, the bearish trend is most likely going to continue. However, if we see price break through this 2869 level and continue on bullish, the most likely thing is that we will see is a bullish flip, with price then starting a bull run and continuing on back into somewhere near our range that we have marked in here. So that's going to be that for our end of week technical analysis video. I understand we've had some amazing trades. I think we've had a few stop losses hit, which is bound to happen. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But yeah, that's going to be our end of week technical analysis. I hope you have all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.